let's play makeup. Let's play in some Seint makeup. So let's just get right in. No sense in dilly-dallying about it. We're going to make this a quick to the point video. If you have been seeing this viral makeup everywhere and you want to know what it's all about, I'm going to show you really quick. So we're going to use, this is just a little palette. It's very customizable. That's the greatest thing about it to me, is that it is totally matched to you, your skin tones, your needs, whatever it is. And the little tins fit into these magnetic palettes so that you can put what you need in there. So you can grab you a palette, a brush, a mascara, and you're ready to go. So we're just going to put on some makeup. All right? Okay, I hope everybody's having a good Saturday night. I am literally at home. Everybody's working or doing something off, and I'm like, all by myself, and I'm like, I'm going to go live. My husband may be home in a little bit, so you'll hear the dogs go crazy. All right, so what we're going to use is the buff brush here. This is a full coverage brush, and I'm going to actually just kind of dot it all over my face with this small end, and then I may blend with a different brush or whatever, but that's just one of the techniques that I've been liking lately, so we're going to do that one together. So I'm going to start with my two foundation shades, a contour, a bronzer, I have an illuminator, and then a lip and cheek. But we're going to start with my contour. Alright, and I'm just going to kind of pop it right here. Kind of at the top of my cheekbones. Oh, you know what? I was going to actually put a little bit of setting spray on my face to start with, but whoopsie, I didn't do that. No biggie. I'm going to get in the shower in a few minutes and wash all this off anyway. We're just doing it for fun. Believe it or not, I have not. This is how I woke up with my hair. I woke up with it in a ponytail because that's how I sleep with it at night. I just pull it up in one of these little silk scrunchies, and it's got like the little teletie inside of it. So whenever I woke up, it wasn't, I mean, it's a little frizzy. It wasn't too bad frizzy, and so I put a sweatshirt on, earrings, and kind of tackled my day. I really haven't done anything to my hair. I gotta wash it tonight. It's wash night. Gotta wash it. Alright, so this is my contour. And this is the color Cedar. I love it. It's one of our newest releases that we've had from Seint. I'm not blending it out. I'm just going to be popping it all on here. So now I'm going to go in. My next color is Wheat that I'm going to be putting on. That's going to be my main highlight shade. And when I first put it on, it doesn't look like it is an exact match, and that's okay. This Wheat has a little bit more yellow, which is why it's called Wheat. And I have some redness in my skin that peeks through quite often, and this really helps to counteract that. I normally wear Sandy or Wheat. So I'm just going to kind of popping this in, and I'm not really putting a whole lot on here because you can just barely tap your brush in there and it picks up a lot of product. And there's a lot of pigment in this as well. So that's the color Wheat. And again, it doesn't look like it's exactly perfect, but when you start blending it out, it almost becomes one with the skin, and I feel like it just kind of takes on your skin tone. It just meshes really well. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You can actually wear a range of shades, but I can also color match you. You can go to colormatchbysusie.com. I will put that in the comments below whenever I post this. So now we're going to go in. This is the color Aura. And we're going to pop this right on the inner corner for a little brightness. Not a lot. And I'm actually going to also put just a little bit on my eyelids, because as I've gotten older, my eyelids have gotten pinker and more purple. Let me sharpen this up just a little bit on my nose contour. And then I'm going to kind of flip my brush over so that little angle on that. And I'm just going to right down the center. And got it perfect. And I can go back and add more if I need to. Alright, are we crazy yet? Yep. Then I'm going to go right here. See these little puffy jowls here that I have, and then I have little jowls here. But we're going to take this, and we're going to lift them right up. Pull them up there. And it cleans up that contour line too. Okay? Then lastly we're going to do is we're going to go right here outside of the eyes and kind of do a lifting motion here. Anytime you can do lifting on your face, do it. And then you could even do a little bit here from your nose if you wanted to. Why not? Why not lift us to the heavens? Alright. So now that I've got that on, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and do like my bronzer and my blush, but I'm going to wait and actually do that at the end because that's just my preference. Sometimes I put it all on together and then I blend it out, but when I do that, I find that I always go back and add a little bit more bronzer and a little bit more lip and cheek, so why not just wait and do it at the end? But you can do it however you want to. So this is the shape brush. This is another one of my favorite brushes right here. I'm just going to go through and blend it all now. The reason I usually start with my contour first is because the contour formula is just a smidgen stiffer. It's not as creamy as the highlight colors. And so I like to let that set on my face a little bit longer because there is a little bit of beeswax in these cream foundations. And so kind of when as it sits on your skin, it becomes a little more buttery and a lot more blendable. And so I really like that. So I do my contour first so that it can be getting a little bit more buttery, and it's so easy to blend out. But look at that, look at that. I'm not blending my contour yet, but still it's crazy. You know what's even crazier is that I feel like I'm not gonna say obsession, but I guess it is because it sounds bad to say that, but my obsession with makeup and stuff has only happened in the last like 4 or 5 years. But I feel like I've really only gotten good at makeup in the last couple of years with Seint, because I always was trying all these videos that I always watched. Of course, everybody I watched was not my age. They were all way younger than me, and I would think I could go in and do all this makeup tricks and stuff that they did, and it looked good on me, and I looked like the Joker. I looked like a clown. And so when I started using this makeup, it was for the first time that I truly loved how my skin looked and really appreciated it. And it was more of an aha moment of like realizing that I didn't have to follow trends or do anything. I just needed that more natural look, and that was going to be the more youthful dewy appearance was what I was really going for, instead of a mask and it looking like I had layers of makeup caked on my face. And don't get me wrong, you can put too much of this on here too. You don't need a lot. That's probably one of the main concerns that some people have with this makeup, is they'll put it on and be like, whoa, because they automatically want to go to their old makeup techniques of slapping it all on or getting too much on it. You start very light-handed and build. But it takes a little bit of practice, just to be honest. But once you nail it, some people get it right off the bat. Some people can play around with it. And I always tell anybody that buys from me, give it a couple weeks. Play with it a couple weeks. Because it took me a little bit of time. And I thought I kind of knew how to do, makeup or whatever. It still looked good. But each time I played with it, it got better and better and better to where I loved it. And now I can slap it on probably with my eyes closed and be very happy with the results. Hey, Carrie. Okay. So that is my face. If I want to do a little bit more, if I want to do a little bit more contour, I could. If I wanted to do anything else, I could go back in and just touch my fingers into my contour right here if I wanted to do a little bit better of a nose contour. Just like that. All right. Now we're gonna go with the bronzer. I love the Bella bronzer. It's my favorite. I like High Tides too. It's a little more orange, an orangey bronzer. It's really pretty, but the Bella is the perfect. It's just the perfect bronzer to me. So I'm gonna take this same fluffy brush, the shape brush, and just bounce it into my contour. And I don't care if I get a whole lot on there. I don't care. I don't dig it in there. I just kind of bounce it, because I'm just going to barely touch this to my skin. And then I'll go back and blend it out. I just kind of get it on there first. And now I can kind of bounce a little bit harder, and I'll go back and blend it. I like to kind of go over my nose too. And then down your neck. Don't forget the neck. My neck and my chest and my face are all different colors. It's a gift. Okay. So weird to be at home all by myself without there being 5,000 things going on at one time. It never happens. Never. I don't know how you guys are, but I'll be like every weekend, I'm like, I don't think we got anything planned this weekend. And then next thing you know, our entire weekend is like wall-to-wall action. I'm like, where did this come from? Okay, so now I'm bronzed up. I could add a little bit more if I wanted to. And usually I probably will at the last minute, but that's good enough for now. Now I'm going to go in. I think I'm going to use this color that's nude. As you can tell, look at these. I'm loving these colors. They're all hitting pan. I'm going to go in, and then we're just going to pop this on the cheeks. I love nude. I pretty much will put nude in everyone's cart if I build them a cart, or that's usually always one of the recommendations that I give them for lip and cheeks. If I do a color match for you, I will typically color match you with 2 highlights, a main and a brightening, a contour, a bronzer, and a lip and cheek. And nude is always one of the options that I give because it complements everyone. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. And I have as unperfect a skin as anybody. It just kind of looks like your skin, but better. Alright, so, and I'm going to be honest, it even looks better in my mirror when I'm sitting here looking in my mirror than it does in my phone. That's a plus. Alright, so now we're going to do some quick lips. Maybe. You know, I was not planning on going live, but there was nobody here, and I was like, this is a great time where I don't have any distractions. So I'm going to take my brown lip liner. This is the one that I use all the time. It's called Urban Cafe from NYX. You know, like probably $6 or $7, if that. And it is my truly favorite. And of course, they don't make it anymore, but I've been using it forever. So I'm going to have to find a very similar one. Okay. I will use a balm. This is from Wet n Wild. It's the rose oil or something. Wet n Wild Rose Comforting Lip Color. It's got some kind of rose oil in it. But I will put a balm on my lips. I mean, it straight up feels like Vaseline. And then I will line it with a brown. I don't really overline as much, but I do get right on the outside of the line. Because I love this color. It's just so complimentary. Sometimes I'll use our contour colors as well. There's nothing as easy though to me as grabbing a lip pencil and going. Now if you want to go back to the 90s, leave it like that and call it good. But we're going to kind of bring it back into the century here. I'll kind of put my lips together like that, and then I'll kind of mute it together. And I feel like that color right there is super pretty. But I always like to go over it with a little bit more, because more is better, right? So I will touch into my lip and cheek, and then I will just put that right in the center. And no matter what lip and cheek I'm wearing, whatever I'm putting on, I can pop that on the center of my lips, and it is so pretty with that brown color. So there we go. I could do, and then you know what? Let me get this too, because I really love this product. This is from Revolution, and I get this from Ulta, but it's called the Pout Balm. I love this. I have one. Y'all can see my desk. It's a mess. Right here too. This is clear. It doesn't look clear because it's got my anytime I put lips on it. But this one is called, the color is Kiss. And it's a pink, but it's like a lip plumping balm. It's like $7 too. I love Revolution, their brand. And it's super affordable. And we'll put this on a little bit. We'll have a little bit of gloss on top of that. It's so good. And it feels so good on the lips. All right. So our face is done. One of the other things that I usually will do is I'll go in with an illuminator right here. And this is the newest one that we've got too. And it's Nova. And I will just dab just a little bit. Not too much. And we'll put that right where the sunlight would usually touch your face first. Right here on your nose, on your cheekbones. And then for the fun, we'll do a little bit of a Cupid's bow. But what I love about this is this cream, so it's not going to set in those wrinkles or anything. I like to tamp it down a little bit. But it'll give you a nice little highlight. And say I've got the mature skin, so I don't need anything that's going to accentuate the bad. I want the bad to go away. But this just really mimics your skin, which is what I love about it. Sometimes I'm amazed. My skin amazes me because I love it so much. I used to not. I'm 46 and I finally love my skin. Is that not crazy? Okay. So that's pretty much my face with everything that I've done. I would go in now with a setting spray or a powder, whatever I want to do, if I wanted to do it. Let's just go ahead and do that since I said it. Don't make a liar out of me, so we're going to do it. I'm going to take my damp sponge, and this is pressed powder. Now, if I'm going out and about and it is like humid outside, or I really want that extra stay-in power, I will use a loose powder like this. This is from L.E.J. Beauty. I really like some of her products. But I also will use our Vanilla Dust Setting powder. Can I get those words right between powder and power? This is in my palette. This is another one of my favorite palettes. But I will use that if I just need a little bit for the creasing. If I'm already kind of feeling dry or something. My skin changes from day to day. And that's how it is. You never know. Especially in the South. How the weather and how your skin's going to be. So, but if I'm going out and about and I really want that stay-in power. Then I would use this loose powder. And I would get just a little bit on here. Not a lot. I'll even tap it into the lid, and I will just barely pop because I do not want a lot. Now, using a damp sponge is what is key to me because it will press it into your skin instead of it sitting on top of your skin and really accentuating the lines and the wrinkles or little dry flecks that you may have. If you do have dry skin, this makeup is really good for you because it will give some hydration to your skin. But if you have oily skin, it's good for that too. Because I'm a combination probably more oily, but there's a little bit of adjustment period, but I really don't have to do a whole lot of powdering. But some people, they want their makeup set. Some people like to just put this on and leave it. I do it both ways. So that's the powder that I would do. And then I could throw a setting spray on it or not. I usually do not powder over the areas that I did my illuminator. You can also do this before you do your illuminator, so either way. All right, so let's do some eyes really quick too. And this is what I shared in my in my stories this little palette. So we're having on starting Monday from the 25th through the 29th, we're actually going to be having an eyeshadow school where they're going to be teaching like tips and tricks and techniques and all the fun stuff, eyeshadow 101. So you just purchase any 4 eyeshadows from Seint, and they're going to throw in a little quad palette that's this size, but it's the crushed velvet design. It's not been available for a few years now, so that's really exciting. So you just purchase any 4 eyeshadows, and then they will throw that in. That starts on Monday. So this was something that I put together that I feel like is great for all eye colors, for all of them. I'm going to put just a little bit of powder on my eyelids before I start. Because I put the foundation a while ago on there to cover up my little veiny pinky purple stuff. Alright, so now we're going to start with Bubba right here. This is such a pretty neutral eye combo. And you can kind of mix and match. You can put different colors in different areas if you want to. If you wanted to just leave that and just leave it a low key and put you on some mascara and just that color, it's called Bubba. That is pretty by itself. Of course, we're not going to stop there. Why would we stop there? I'm going to the other end of this, and I'm going to drag this under my lower lashes. Okay. So that's Bubba. Oh, hey, Lisa. I saw you had a vendor event. How fun was that? Okay, so that is Bubba, and now we're going to go in, and I'm going to use this color right here, this Riviera. A lot of people love Angel's Landing, which is beautiful, but for some reason, when I use Angel's Landing, I have more fallout, so I feel like this is a very similar color, but without the fallout on me. I'm probably not doing something right, but you got to do what works for you. That's why we have a blue million shades, because you pick the ones that you like the best. Look at that. It is like a rose gold. Oh, it's so pretty. Anyway, that one's Riviera. And then we're going to go in with the color Cocoa. Right here, this little brown. And tap it off, or you'll regret it. And I'm just barely tapping my brush in there. And we're just stamping that in the outer corner here. And I will say this. There is like probably 100 eyeshadow techniques. There's so many ways you can do it depending on the shape, what you want to do, how you want your eyes to look. Guess what? I do the same exact way every single time. I just change my colors. And it's worked so far. I love all the combos. There's so many combos that you can do. So you just kind of pick you some colors. And if you need some help picking colors, send me a message and I'll give you some great options. You can send me pictures with your eye color and I can say this would look amazing on you. But this little quad right here that I've put together will look so good on everyone. And it's super neutral. I'm just now kind of marrying it all together. Okay. And then I'm going to go back with this same smaller end of the brush and just in that cocoa and doing just the outer corner. And then lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this color right here, Rome, and we're going to pop just a little bit. And what I love about Rome is even though it is a shimmer, it is a super fine shimmer that is not that crazy pow. It's just a little bit of, it's a lightweight shimmer. It's one of our lightweights. Rome and Peppa are both, to me, such lightweight shimmers that you're like, wait, is that matte or is that a shimmer? That's kind of how it is with me. So I've gotten where I love Rome. And I will put this right here on my brow bone. And then that's it. That's all my eyeballs. And my makeup. And we hung out on a Saturday night. I'm so glad y'all didn't have nothing going on either. That's always fun. But anyway, that's it with Seint Beauty. You can get everything like with these eyeshadows. You know, this is a fun little 4-quad palette. I wanted to show this. It's why I kept it in this. But usually you would have it in another layer because you can have, you know, any size that you want for your eye makeup. It's customizable to you. I can give you some recommendations. It's colormatchbysusie.com. I would absolutely love to give you a color match and to help you along with your Seint journey. So, thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out.